Hey you, welcome to my channel. My name is Eve. This is my art nook. This is my face. Just here to do a summer plans video for the pages I'm going to acrylic paint this summer for the next 3 months. I just checked the weather for June and it looks like there's a couple of weeks very hot, so I will do this plan immediately so that I can get to painting whenever the weather permits me. So let's just get to it. I've been planning this for months now, probably since last summer. No, I had a few months off, but anyway, I kind of know the pages anyway, so let's just get started. These are in the order of how many pages per book there are, and there's 6 books. So this first one, there's only 1 page here that I will paint. It's the Dragon Special by Coloring Heaven, and the page is by Panasamba, and if you were here last year, you saw this page then. So I painted the water, I think in 24, maybe. I don't think I painted the water last year, but I can't remember. But anyway, all I have to do now is the sky, and the page is done. The sky was a mistake. I was trying a paint marker and it ran out, and I was trying another paint marker and it ran out, and then I did alcohol marker and I was like, no, it's such a mess. I have to just paint over it. And so this means that this is the first page I'm going to do. And once I get that, the whole page is finished. And the next book is Fragile World. I have, by Kirby Rosanes. I have 3 pages left. I'm working on 1, and then the last 2 I will paint in the summer, and then the book is complete. So the other one is the turtle. So last year I based this, it's all acrylic paint over pencils and whatever markers, and now I'm just going to paint it some way. I kind of have an idea to do it pink because why not? But I don't, all I'm gonna do is just color it. So Dot is here to say hi and to check the book I just put on the floor. Hyvä. Käy maate. Hyvä. And then, okay, I'm just going to insert a image here. I'm gonna look up online. The last page I have are the addaxes, and I showed it last year in one video, so if you've been here, you've seen it. And the reason I don't show it because it looks like I'm taking the lambs to slaughter, which wasn't the point. I was just using red, but it ended up looking like they're bleeding. Anyway, so obviously have to go over the whole image with paste. And I want to use pink because I want it to look like a dream, cloudy, fairy land. So the big addax in the page will look like a big cloud that the other addaxes are standing on. That's like what I'm gonna go for. You will see that image once it's complete at the end of the summer, so don't worry. But right now I'm not gonna show you my horrible situation. Next book is Worlds Within Worlds by Kirby Rosanes. There's loads of images here. And the one thing I want to paint is the dinosaur in the first page. I want to paint it like there's a outer space inside the dinosaur, and the houses are on top of space. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I want there to be space inside the dinosaur. This one is probably the only untouched page I have in this book. I have either completed or whips in this one. So here, this is what I call the upstairs, downstairs. So the downstairs part is like a Roman Empire collapsing, and that's where I want to use paint. And the upstairs part, I want to use watercolors and pencil. The crowns, at least there's this crown and there's this crown. So at least this one, I want to go over the water-based markers I used in 2022 or 2023. I want to paint over. So that's one of those things that I could use pencil if I, you know, don't have time or energy or patience in the summer to paint that one. This is a whip from last year. You saw this last year. So I painted the blue on the dragon's face and the hands or whatever claws things. And since then I've gotten some stuff done. The stomach and the background. Background is watercolor. So I want to go in and just do a little bit of shading on the blue. And maybe do the why is that so difficult to say? Mustache. And the tongue inside the mouth. And it would be ideal to paint the scales, but I doubt. I think I'm just gonna work on that one in the summer, no, in the winter with watercolor. Yeah, and the last one I kind of thought about, just because there's similar colors in other pages I'm gonna use, so if there's leftover color, these are paint markers that I've used for the sneaker backgrounds, and I just want to go over at least the tree for just a little bit of shading, and like that's it, like nothing, I'm not gonna add anything, I don't think. But just to use up all the paints that I'm going to mix, because there's gonna be lots of paints that I'm gonna mix. Okay, so the Beatrix Potter book. Now, there's loads of pages here that I could paint with acrylic paint, but I also want to do watercolor here. So there are 3 pages here that I prioritized this summer so that I use acrylic paints at least in those 3 pages. And then if I don't use acrylic paints in rest of these ideas that I have, then it's fine. I can use watercolor or, you know, do them however I want. So I'll just show you the ones I've prioritized. And the first one is the Toad page from last year. So I just based the water and the lily pads last year in paint because I didn't know how much collaging I would do. And now this is the amount of collaging I've done. So what I want to do is go in and just add a layer of acrylic paint to the water and the lily pads. I'm gonna do a little, just a tiny bit more of collaging, and then I'm gonna finish the little dragonflies, and it's gonna be complete. The Toad is done in big, intense watercolor pencils. And this one is another Toad that I based in that lovely minty color. I love it so much. And I've come to the conclusion I'm not gonna collage as much as I thought, that I would cover up a lot of the image. So I'm gonna go over at least the lily pads in summer, just so that when I start collaging, I've had like a base done. Again, like with the other image I showed. And then this one is what I did last year as well. So I did kind of this pink burgundy thing around Benjamin Button. And I just want to go on the inside and do another color, so that during winter, if I start to color the other stuff, I'll get this page completed. But the white of the page around the bunny, it bothers me a lot. But just for reference, there's one page that if I just want to do a background, this one, with the mouse wreath, I can just go around. And, you know, there's also Tom Kitty. There's pages here. Some pages have a lot of detail and others have a lot of space. Like this one. If I feel like painting just something, putting paint to paper, this background is ideal for it. Just pick a color and go for it. So, but those 3 images I showed you first are like the ones I want to definitely paint so that I can get those pages completed. So Terry Pratchett's Discworld by Paul Kidby, the illustrator. I have 8 pages that I've written down so that I could just check if I want to do a background and how the paper takes it. I think the paper's fine here, but I'll just show you an example of a background that has a lot of space. It's this one. So I'm thinking pink, obviously, because he has a teacup. But like, if I just want to do random backgrounds, there's 8 pages here. No, 7. And 1 page is like a pattern page that I thought I might just, you know, do this tartan fabric. But anyway, just backgrounds. So with this book, I don't have like a goal. I can just put some color on a page or not. But this is like one that I will work on more, I think, next year. Once I've gotten some of those pages completed that I already showed you. And the last one that has the most pages that I want to paint, Denise Klett, Birds in the Forest. You saw this last year a lot. I have my little list here, so I'm checking the pages. So I have 18 pages written down that I could paint, out of which I can already say like maybe at least 4 pages, well, I won't touch. This summer, they're just down like, so I have choices if I feel like it. But I've marked 7 pages that are definite ones that I'm gonna start off with. So the first ones I showed you was the Dragon Special and then the 2 from Fragile World, which were the ones that I'm gonna start off with. And this book will be also one that I'm gonna start off with. So when I mix colors, I'm gonna check pages in all these books that I showed you and think about if I could use that same color throughout many different books, because you have to have the pages open overnight that you paint on, so the paint dries completely, so you can't work on a different page in the same book if you have lots of paint, like I know I will. Anyway, the first one I know I am going to paint is this one, the Valentine's birds. So cute. So I started off with paint marker in 2024, and then I have washi that I ran out of. And what I decided I will do is just paint white down here at the bottom of the page, and then paint over some lips myself. So at least I keep the theme of the page, and then I can complete the flowers and the birds next Valentine's Day. This is like almost the only Valentine's page I have, so I want to do it now so I can do it next February as a completed page. And then this one with the eggs, I really want to do next Easter. So I paint all the eggs next Easter in watercolor probably, but I want to do the background now. And it would be easy because it's so much space. Another one I could do background, but I think I'm gonna do that one, is this one. This is just a choice. This is just a choice if I feel like doing a background, but the one with the bird sitting on the eggs is like my #1 priority. This one, I know I want to use purple in the background, but it's kind of intricate to paint, so I know it'll take a long time, but this is like one of those choices that I think at some point I at least want to paint. And this one, it's paint marker on the outside, and I've been thinking I'd want to paint the inside, but I don't know, I don't think I want to paint that inside in acrylic paints actually. I think I want to use watercolor and just do like a shady, cloudy thing going on. But this one, do the bottom part. So the red is again paint marker, so just do some color in the bottom, because then I could do this as a winter page in the winter, or a Christmas page, so I could get it completed. And there's this one with the lines, so I'm thinking I'd do like multicolored lines, so different colors. On the background, I could easily use this page as a page where I have a little bit of color left from another book I've done, and just use the rest of the paint so that I've used it up. And then there's one with the gnome that I ran out of washi again. So she's sitting on like a blanket, and there's flowers behind her. So I want to carry on these flowers up here, and then do another blanket kind of a pattern instead of a sky with paints. And then all I have to do with markers is finish the birds and the gnome. So this page with the Valentine's birds are the two that I'm starting off with in this book, and the rest are like, I would like to paint these, so I prioritize them afterwards, just depending on my mood. But those two are the ones I'm gonna start off with. And there's loads of pages, well, like this one, that I could do a background. It's pretty intricate with the hanging stuff, so it won't be that easy, but still loads of pages here. This one, the peacocks, the background, just there's just too much space for me to I mean, if I was the kind of person who just left the background and didn't color it, great. It would be so much easier. But this way I get to use my paints because I don't currently paint on canvas. Oh, this one definitely. This is what I want to paint definitely this summer. Just at least one of these pages with just a background. I don't know why I see this in blue, but I would get to use my blue. Just do a blue background, any shade, that's it. So this is my plan for the next 3 months, and then sometime either in August or September, I will do a completed, not a completed pages because I don't know if I complete this, but I will do like how did I do the results of my painting, and I will show you all the images in one video that I put some paint on during the summer. So there won't be several videos like there were last summer. There's just gonna be these two. And also I'm not making any more plans than this. So whatever pages I showed you might not get colored in. So the second video at the end of summer might show you completely different pages. Who knows? But this is these are the boundaries I'm working with. The paints I have are the same from last year, except I have one new paint which I bought last year. It's a magenta, so I can make pink this year and different purples and reds. And I also bought a set of 3 acrylic paint marker brushes, just so I can get into those intricate spaces this year, which I had a hard time getting into last year because I only had big brushes. So that's what we're working with. Still have my sushi dishes and well, at least this time I have some popsicle sticks I can use to mix the paint, so I don't have to use a knife. Okay, well, but that's it. I hope I get lots done. I hope the weather's good so I can have the window open, and hope you had a fun time coloring this summer too. Let's just do what we like and create as many whips as we want. I will see you in the next one.